yesterday, that traffic was crazy. We were over in Columbus for Father's Day. I'm like, Jesus. They had that wreck on I-10, and I have never seen, I'm like, if Weimar ever was like that, Columbus was, I mean, it was every side street. 90 was all the way past Glidden.
Well, the wreck was just,
By the river?
because I came out, no, it was in between, it was almost just east of Allington.
Oh.
It was right there.
Okay,
It was
yeah.
just, you know, it's the same old, you know, knucklehead and trucks running
Yes.
into each other, and then pulling over on the left side of the freeway.
Yes. They said something
So they
maybe
climbed everything up, because I was coming out.
that Bolero station, and I knew that had to be further out by
And I was laughing, because what happens is everybody uses Waze,
Yeah.
and Waze, and so Waze starts sending everyone into Columbus, so then by the time, you know, but then it gets to be too late, because too many people exit, and so 90's completely backed up, and they get east of Columbus, and they get that stop sign there, you know, by the Snappies or whatever it
Yes,
is.
yeah.
By McKiska's, and they get stuck there, and they have to wait for all the other traffic, and,
I mean, going back to Weimar, they were on that feeder road which comes out by the high school, which dumps them back on 90, and I'm like, oh my God, you people, y'all are gonna get stuck in all that, and there was no directing traffic, but,
I mean, it's funny, because from the river to Allington, it was fine going. You know, there was a little bit backed up right there, where it goes from 3 lanes to 2, right up the rest. But,
All right.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
we're ready.
Okay, the meeting of the Weimar City Council come to order. I think we'll skip the pledge of allegiance and the prayer and go straight into item number 2, discussion and appointment of interim city manager. The floor is open for nomination, discussion.
I nominate Ms. Dolores Staver as interim.
Second?
Motion, I make a motion, you second. Sorry, I make a
Do we
motion.
need to add any kind of dollar amount?
Yeah, now we're gonna be in discussion on, yeah, we need to figure out,
Okay,
we have to compensate that.
Where were we last time that we ran into this, that we gave her, where was her stipend at last
I
time?
had David look at that, he said 2,000.
it was a lump sum,
Okay.
and then that would, I guess it would, we need to know how long this is gonna go, so that'll,
How do we know?
I think that'll determine, you know, at minimum, I would
Yeah.
say, I don't know how many years ago.
Lump sum, what time span was it that lump sum happened? Was there,
It was like from January 5th or somewhere around there. It was exactly 2 months until March, the beginning of March.
do you think if we do that, we can have enough time to do, I know we call it this, rent a manager, city manager?
I don't
Can we
know.
get that online?
It's online, and the ads are going to the paper today, and I'm gonna try to get some of the surrounding So, we've got a few applicants already,
Good.
but there's
That's
not a
something.
whole lot there, but, more will come out, because it just got out.
Do we think that maybe we need to try this rent a city manager?
Well, I believe we can go with what we got.
Yeah, can we see maybe at the July meeting how many applicants we have? And if
Yeah.
we
Well,
don't-
that's what I was thinking,
I don't
is
think, you know, before we go to,
that other.
If it drags on
I agree,
3-4
I agree. I'm
months,
just
then-
saying, should we have that in place, ready to go just in case, so we can take our due diligence and pick a good candidate? That's what I'm asking.
You
So we
mean
don't stress you
to
out.
have, you mean to have
Somebody retired that,
an actor. We could look and see if we can find someone, and one of the applicants is actually an interim city manager,
okay,
who looks like most of the time, but, you're probably gonna be looking at a high dollar.
Yeah.
well,
I think that's what threw us out last time.
got you. Well, I'm looking at, if we go through that company that does that, would it be applicable to have you, Ms. Dolores, run the city till we get to that stage We say, okay, well, we need somebody to fill in so we can really take our time, really pick a good city manager and sit tight and focus on who we're gonna have, because we need leaders. We need a good leader. And I don't wanna jump to conclusions, but I don't wanna wear you out either. You know, you have a lot on your plate. I know you're willing to do it. We're very blessed that you are, but
I'm kinda under the impression Dolores will leave, I'll leave it up to you. If you get bogged down in 2 or 3 months, you say, guys, you know, maybe we need to look at that route.
that's a good point.
Or
I like
let's
that.
leave it, you know.
I just will go ahead and, how do y'all want the applicants sent to y'all? Let me ask that right now. Do y'all want them emailed as they come in, or do we wanna hold them and print them all out at the next meeting?
I think print them out, because she has a hard time with her email. Print
Well,
them
I
out.
can't, yeah, you would just have to call me, I can come by and pick it up. But
There you go.
I think we don't need them each individual. Last time, we just, when we had a bunch, and then we had to weed out. and-
So you think group of 3, group of 5, send them out?
Or, you know, in 2 weeks, you
Or
can send out what you have.
See
or
what we
something.
have by our, well, the July meeting's pretty quick, but, I mean, we could see what we have by then.
That's 3 weeks, though.
I mean, I wanna really see these folks. I wanna do good background
When you-
checks.
Yeah, when we had it,
Right.
it was Skype because of, I guess maybe just the convenience, those that were out of town, yeah, because I remember
Some
that
of
was
them
Skype.
had Skype.
The other ones were in, and, yeah, I mean, we had quite a few, and then we narrowed it down to like 7 or something, and then that was kind of our like top 7, and then we went down from that, but I really think, you know, like Kurt said, if we get to 2 or 3 months and you're like, man, I'm getting farther and further behind, then we can put something in place, I mean, and hopefully in 2 months we'd have.
I'm gonna request that we get a police department other than ours, because we're short-staffed anyway. Let them do the background checks. They probably wouldn't charge us anyway, especially Colorado County or Fayette County. Ask them, hey, do a background on this individual. So we know what we're dealing with. I know we've ran into that in the past about backgrounds on individuals. I'd like to see
Can you even do that?
absolutely you can. That's by law you can. You can do a background on them.
If they give us an authorization. But I don't, even if they give us an authorization, I don't know that we can walk in the sheriff's department and say we have an authorization to do a background check. I don't think.
Who are you gonna,
I thought you can once they give you authorization, and because it is a governmental position, they're appointed, you could do
But
it.
that would be done by the jurisdictional authority. I don't know. I mean, you can call the sheriff's department and ask them, will they do it? I'd be a little surprised if they just said, sure, send us your stuff, because they're more likely to say, you know what, I mean, we've got our own shit we're dealing with. You guys are right here on the back end.
yeah.
I'll ask.
So- Are we talking about police department, or are we talking about Dolores?
No, Dolores, she's fine, we know her background
Yeah,
already.
well,
I'm talking about
trying to
city
follow
manager.
this here.
City manager.
Okay,
Doing
okay.
background
Contracts.
checks on applicants for city manager,
But
but
we-
I don't, like I said, if somebody wants to call the sheriff and say, hey, will you do it? Fine. You know, if they're willing to say they will, I just know we have to get an authorization.
Yes, there is an authorization form that they do have to sign.
Okay,
So-
so
Thank
as far as compensation on Dolores, I believe, you know, if we would,
7 years ago, if we did 2,000,
We need to up it because
I mean-
time has changed.
well, we need to see how long it's running too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
it-
no.
Are you okay with monthly numbers? Is that what y'all are thinking, or what?
yeah, we could do it that way.
So it was what?
I think last time what we did was at the very end, y'all
That's the
decided on the
okay,
amount.
okay.
that time.
Well-
I'm not,
And if you're good with that, I mean, that's,
yeah.
if we do it at the end,
I'm fine
and then
with
we
So if we paid you
calculate.
$2,000 extra for 2 months, I would honestly look at all of y'all and say, I think that needs to be raised, because times have changed. But we need to not go any less than that, we need to probably think on the higher side.
we can figure that out.
Would that be good with you, Ms. Davis?
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll just do it at the end, see how long it takes.
I think
Yeah.
that's,
If you're good with that, tell us.
So are we putting this dollar amount in here? I mean, should we, I think we should probably put
Well,
something in
we'll
there.
just
We'll
put a
stick with
minimum-
2,
a minimum.
minimum of 2.
Yeah,
minimum of $2,000 for 2 months running. What sounds good to you?
To,
I
For 2 months.
For 2 months?
For 2
No,
months.
per month.
Per month.
Oh,
2,000 per month,
Okay,
and let's look at where we are in 2 months.
Okay.
But if you say, hey, I'm okay, we can maybe extend it to, let's go 3 months or 4 months. I know you've done this before, and you've done a great job, and I just
we entrust.
hate to get so many other people, and, you get somebody in here, and then we gotta get rid of him and get somebody else, so, the interim thing is,
Key.
So,
I just think you could do, I'm saying you can, but I don't wanna put the
Well,
stress on you.
I'll get help if I need it, I'll
Oh,
let
yes.
y'all know.
That's good.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Yes.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
I just saw that number 3, I thought, okay, he's gonna be waiting for me. Let me get ready.
Do they highlight yours, Becky?
No, but